On the last motorcycle therapy, Elle and I were on the salt flats in Bolivia. Lick it.
It's salty.
On today's motorcycle therapy, we leave Bolivia and head into Chile.
Just check in, see if you're listening, blah, blah, blah. Just check in, see if you're listening,
What did you think about that ride from uni to the border crossing with Chile?
Wide open. I mean, there are some hills and mountains, but spacious and open and hardly any people around.
And then we got to the border with Chile and it was really remote. It was kind of windy and it was so easy to cross.
And when you leave Bolivia and get to Chile, the pavement starts immediately and road signs happen again.
Now in Calama, we get gas. Then we found a place to stay, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
And that's when I discovered that the little bit of extra engine oil that I was carrying in the panniers of my KLR 650 had ruptured. Yeah, inside my panniers.
Oh, what did it leak on top of?
Oh, what did it not leak on top of?
Your computer?
My computer was wrapped in plastic, so it's okay, but yeah, there's some work that needs to be done.
Oh.
Why don't you check out the bathtub and tell me what you see there.
Cooking supplies. A pot? Uh-oh. Is that the South America guidebook? Oh. It's oily. Look at that. It's slippery as a greased pig. Oh, look at that. Yuck.
And somewhere on that gravelly road, all the bouncing around had ruptured the oil bottle.
Yeah.
And there was oil on everything. Anyway, we didn't give Calama much of a fair shake because we were on the road again in the morning.
And we went to?
We headed towards San Pedro de Atacama. And then we found a very affordable place to pitch our tent for the night. That's when we discovered... Okay, we're setting up the tent here. I'm just gonna hand the hatchet to Elle. Here you go, Elle.
What the is that? What is that? What is that? That's gross. Jeremy, I think it's peanuts mixed with something. You made peanut butter inside your luggage and you rubbed your axe all over it and then you gave it to me. What the heck is this? You have motor oil and peanuts mushed together, coating your entire hatchet.
But it still can bang shit, right?
You know, bang shit, all right.
I made peanut butter with engine oil.
That's so gross.
Take
So
it away.
we were camping in San Pedro de Atacama. We got some tips from people around there of some places to see and do. We went to Baltanache lagunas. So there's a few different salt pools, and these ones were supposed to be a little further away, but less popular and cheaper.
Well, when we found the road, we quickly discovered that it was very, very loose gravel and thick.
And washboard, that's the maddening part.
Elle and I have just come down this road about 20 kilometers, and we've been going about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. So we've decided here to make our stand, turn around and live to ride another day. It's impossible to show on camera what this road is like, but it is loose, thick, I don't know if you can see that, and tons and tons of washboard.
You can try to find a shallower part in the gravel of the wheel wells of the previous vehicles to drive in, but the washboard was maddening. I lost some pieces. I lost one nut off my windshield attachment, and then I also lost another nut and bolt off my luggage rack, which is actually a keyed connection with a handle attached. And I have no idea where those pieces are, but probably somewhere on that road today.
Yeah. So if you're driving that road, look out for a small little nut from a BMW motorcycle. On the way back, we did discover that we weren't the only ones having trouble with that road.
By far.
There was a van filled with tourists that had a massive tire blowout.
Yeah, the tire was in pieces.
So I stopped to offer help because I thought, first of all, these people might not have water, they might not have communications, and we were going back to town. But it turns out, no, this is not uncommon for these tourist vans.
On this road.
Instead, we went to
Laguna Cejar y Piedras.
Yeah.
And there was a few other people there, but we had plenty of space to ourselves. It was worth going to.
I've seen people floating in the Dead Sea. This is a lot like that. It's really salty water. Look at how buoyant we are. I mean, I've got a little more buoyancy than maybe I used to. We headed back towards San Pedro de Atacama, and Elle wanted to find a mechanic.
Yeah, we asked around about some workshops in town and found a place.
because I wanted to replace that missing bolt on my windshield and on my luggage rack.
The highlight of that was Elle handing me a angle grinder to work on her BMW. I don't usually fix things. They don't usually break on a Kawasaki KLR 650. By the way, Kawasaki, if you're watching this, I would love to have a like the new model, the fuel-injected one, for a long-term test ride. I think I've earned it. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comments below. Should Kawasaki give me a motorcycle for a year or two?
While we're at it, should we ask BMW too?
Yeah. And Elle wants a BMW.
Yeah.
That was our last day in San Pedro de Atacama. Now, I know we've only scratched the surface, but it was time for us to cross into Argentina.
Yes, we were told about the Paso de Jama, which was a beautiful pass from Chile into Argentina, and it went through a reserve with flamingos.
Yeah, there was a flamingo reservation there, and we saw flamingos for the first time.
We saw rheas for the first time in Bolivia, which I had no idea would be there, and I thought was an ostrich at first. And then we saw flamingos in Chile.
We saw flamingos, and we also saw what some people call guanacos.
So apparently there's a difference between guanacos and vicunas, but even after traveling all the way through Chile and Argentina, I can't tell the difference between the two. I thought maybe they were just like two different names for the same animal. Apparently they really are two different animals. So I don't know which one of them we saw, maybe both, but definitely one of those two. They're four-legged, they're kind of like camels, but llama-ish.
So after that roadside pullout where we found the flamingos and the guanacos, or vicunas, I'm not sure what, we carried on and we arrived. This was a big deal for me, and I don't even know if I talked to you about how big of a deal it was for me. We arrived at the border with Argentina, and ever since I met some friends backpacking in Europe in 1995, I have thought that I was going to ride a Kawasaki KLR 650 from Canada to Argentina. So 15 years later, 95, 2005, wait, 25 years later.
We're old.
Yeah. 25 years later, I arrived with my motorcycle at the border with Argentina. And we stopped for some photos. We put a sticker on the sign that said, "Welcome to Argentina," which was covered.
We think it said, "Welcome to Argentina." Who knows what it said? It was so covered.
Yeah. And then we had another one of the easiest border crossings that I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
So we rolled on into Argentina.
Woohoo!
Hey, this is my first video after reaching 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, why don't you subscribe? It helps me out. And also hit that like button. YouTube loves it when you do that. If you want some motorcycle therapy merch, why don't you check out my website, motorcycletherapy.com. There you'll find t-shirts and books. If you want a hoodie or one of these cool mugs, I'll link you to my Etsy store. That's linked below. Otherwise, find us on Twitter.
Just checking to see if you're listening, blah, blah, blah. Just checking to see if you're listening, na, 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 na. Thank you very much. Hold on tight.